can talk about it. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 You can. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 You can talk about it.
What's side? Yo! Episode, you know the vibes. It's the Backroom Sheets podcast.
Welcome to the
I'm not finna do all this. I'm just not.
Welcome to the Backroom Speaks podcast, the brave space for creatives.
You've been saying that for a while now.
It's still the bravest. It's brave and the bravest.
Okay.
The brave space for creatives. Okay. I am your favorite host, Lisa. Favorite because...
Subjective.
Boy, go sit your ass.
All right. Cocaine Bennett is here. Obviously... Cocaine the Great, Cocaine Bennett the Dream, Candy Cane Bennett the Stripper, whatever you want to go as today. It's
Hot
it's
Take
all working.
Larry.
My name is Law for some reason. And it's episode 15. 15. Is that a milestone or not?
It's
I don't know.
It's kind of a milestone.
We'll pause. We'll clap for it anyway. I'm not really sure if that's really a milestone. That's like 15. Celebrating like a 1 month anniversary.
It's kind of gay. I don't like it.
I don't know. The lesbians love it. Listen,
We will not.
No, they do.
We are not.
They do. I love all of my lesbian friends, but they celebrate like 3-day anniversaries. I've never seen it before. It's a thing. I don't know.
We're gonna get canceled.
Listen, shout out to all the people.
We're gonna get fucking canceled.
Yeah. Listen, I love everybody. I am happy to be here for a couple of reasons.
I can't get by that. I'm sorry.
It's episode 15, which we almost didn't make it to.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we make it through it.
We might not. And then I don't know, man. It's August 1st.
My cup is back, so you obviously know something is wrong.
All right. Actually, it's not August 1st. It's August. What day is Thursday?
It's
Who cares?
August 1st. It's August 1st. By the time you see this, it may be August like 5th or something.
It's the month of my birthday.
Sorry to hear this.
I don't know. Like, I'll be 31, which is weird to say. I don't even think I had to say I'm 30 yet. All right. It's a lot.
45.
It's a lot going on really quick. We have guests, and so we're going to get to them in a moment. But I do want to address a few things.
I do too. Actually, before we get started, can I do a couple preliminary things?
I don't.
It's not even bad. I just wanted to give Oh God. This loss and death crap is really annoying.
Oh, yeah, facts.
It's really, really annoying, and I've been my family on my father's side suffered a little, not a little bit, but we suffered a loss. So I want to send a lot of love and prayers to my father's side of my family. My auntie Carolyn lost her husband. My cousins lost their dad. Shout out to Uncle Bill, Lulling Savage. Really just upstanding guy. So I just really want to send some love to the father's side of my family. I'll be with them tomorrow. Or maybe 3 days ago, if you watch this on Thursday. I did this terribly, but just want to shout out my family. I love you guys, and yeah, there's my sentimental moment for the rest of the fucking year.
All right. Okay, starting off with the language on today.
Sorry, Mom.
Glad it was you and not Danny.
Well, they don't even know what a Danny is right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they know from episode 1. When he started off with, what the fuck you want then? What the fuck you want to talk about is what he said. But yeah, listen, there's a few things that happened over the last week since we potted.
Really?
It was a big thing. It's just like, just pop culture things. But like,
okay.
This whole the baby thing.
Nope.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
A little bit.
You don't have to. I mean, I just thought it was.
Y'all know how Jazz used to get thrown out of the house the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Right. Lollapalooza basically said, get your ass up out of here.
Listen, the baby said some stuff that was offensive.
Quite.
To people.
Yeah, no, he was wild. He was out of control.
First of all, I want to say I don't stand by anything he said, number one. But just to lighten it up a little bit, because it was a bit funny. And the reason why it was a bit funny, because he said what he said, which was terrible and hurtful to people. And, I mean, we ain't got to say what he said. You can go look it up. But when everybody came at him, you know how niggas, like a lot of celebrities, they go for the cleanup. You know what I'm saying? They got to clean it up. They come to an apology. He didn't do that at all. Like, he kind of doubled down. He was like... It was the HIV comment, like HIV and AIDS. He was like, yeah, you niggas are dirty and whatever. Because it was like, if you ain't got AIDS and ain't gonna die in 2 weeks. First of all, niggas aren't dying from HIV in 2 weeks. Number one, I don't think. I mean, we have magic. I know an artist right now that like is perfectly fine. Like niggas is okay. So that's a false narrative, number one. But he came back, he was like, yeah, I wasn't talking about the dirty niggas with HIV, because all the classy gays, they follow me. I'm talking about the dirty ones that got.
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, that's not a cleanup. Like, you're terrible. I just thought that was pretty hilarious, and he needs a PR person one day.
Or no, he just needs to get a fucking grip. How about that?
Or that. But niggas shouldn't talk. People in those positions shouldn't talk because they say stupid things. I mean, granted, you find out how they really feel about things, and maybe you don't want to support them, and I'm cool with that too.
I mean, but yeah.
But God bless them all. Also, another big story that came down the timeline was Reverend Kobe.
Nope.
Yo, this nigga. So.
Nope.
Yo, no, I'm his biggest fan. He's hilarious.
Are you really?
He's hilarious. But then I'm like scrolling down my timeline. I see like niggas talking about there's a tape, and I'm like, how?
He got a tape, man.
Yo, I'm praying for him because I saw him being interviewed by what's the guy's name? I don't know the guy. Some dude, right? And I'm just looking at somebody shared it, and he's actually the thing I love about it, right? And we'll get to our guests. The thing I love about it, because when people in the industry, in the music industry, not that he's in it, but in the music industry, celebrities, especially people in the church, when these things come out about them, they don't do what he did. That nigga said,
I ain't the first.
I did it.
I ain't the first. And I ain't the last.
Come on, man. He said, I did it. He said that it was a struggle. I'm weird about struggle, but you know, some people it's a struggle. Some people it's not. You live your life. Have a blast, right? But he owned it. That's the point I'm trying to make. He didn't say that wasn't me. He didn't do all that. He didn't go on a prayer marathon like your favorite artist.
Stop. You will not do that to him. I will not tolerate.
Listen.
I will not tolerate that.
Listen, what niggas from the church do when things come out, then that's when they want to get the most save they can possibly be. No, we don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you praying right there. We want to hear you saying, yes, I did it and I'm human. Bam, whatever. I don't need a praise and worship set or church in your house. I just don't need it. Just give me, like, you did it. Bam, I'm sorry. And if it's nothing to be sorry about, don't be sorry, but only unapologetically. I can't talk, but...
Yeah, obviously not. I'm not rolling with you on that.
Why not? I'm sorry I'm screaming, guys. Why not, though?
That's a separate conversation.
No! It's the brave space.
It's the brave space, and obviously you want to make an episode out of it. We'll talk about this shit next week.
So we're going to talk about why... Okay, anyway. Listen, episode 15, Patreon is coming. That's a fact. I'm looking by episode 20, we're going to be on Patreon.
Okay.
Elisa.
Okay.
Mark that down. We're going to be on Patreon by episode 20. That'll be our next milestone. So give us like $5 or something, basically, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo, what we doing today, Lisa? Because I talked enough and niggas going to get tired of hearing it.
I think you talk a lot every episode, but God be praised. That's what we're here to do, talk and stuff. Hot Take Larry here with you every Thursday for the most part, unless we haul off again and then listen, another break.
Hey, man, niggas be niggering. Breaks be breaking. Come on, man. Right? Weren't you introducing the episode? Come on, man.
What is going on with episode 15? I don't know what's gotten in. I know what's gotten into me.
I can't find. Whoa.
I had a little wine. Wait. What the
that's
fuck?
What I'm like, niggas went on.
Yo!
Hey, man.
I would never. I mean, well. Hey, Mom.
What are we talking about today,
guys?
Lisa?
I am really sorry for this very horrible introduction, but I promise you that we have an amazing episode in store for you.
For sure.
Even though Hot Take Larry is a complete idiot, and I'm probably gonna curse him completely out after we wrap this up. But
quick question.
I'm gonna keep it very corporate and white woman, just like Lollapalooza did with Lil Baby. Today's episode is dedicated to a concept and some people that are special to my heart. Today's episode is actually titled, and I'm just giving it to you now. It's called One Time for the BGVs.
One Time for the BGVs.
Part 1, though, because I want this to be a series for obvious reasons. Well, we'll get to that.
Will that mean the next one will be 2 times for the BGV? All right. I'm just trying to. All right, go ahead.
And I haven't had a chance to do this within the last 12 minutes and 23 seconds, but the Backroom Speaks is still looking for an alternative co-host. If you are looking to join us here at the Backroom Speaks, please email your resume. Please email your resume to Elisa@backroomspeaks.com. That is my actual email because I need to get this nigga the hell out of here. But today's episode is called One Time for the BGVs. And stop it!
All right, now we're starting over. It's one. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I try to do that, not to do that when we have guests, but
you stay embarrassing me every week.
One Time for the BGVs. I'm excited for this episode.
Why are you excited for this episode? Why do you give a damn?
Why do I give a damn? Because I think that a lot of times we're going to talk about it with our guests, but a lot of times BGVs are overlooked. They're not valued. And a lot of times them niggas are way better than the artists they're singing for. And so I think it's great to shine a light on them. A lot of times, I mean, come on, niggas know, and our guests are going to confirm that. That's without a doubt. We're like niggas that's in the background, period. Whether it's background vocalists, whether it's engineers, all that, like, niggas don't get valued. And I want to hear from those people.
From the diaphragm. La, 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 la.
Welcome back. Hey.
Welcome back. Hey. La, 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 la.
All right.
Let's do Frank K.
Frank K. Hey.
La, 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 la.
Hey, ho, hey. Oh, no, we're not doing it. All right. Okay, we're coming back. Lisa, we're recording still. All right, we back. Who could tell that was a punch? I hope they didn't tell.
It's a punch.
All right.
We may have to release whatever just happened as like extra content.
We actually should, and we probably will. I'll keep it. Who knows? So
keep that.
I was talking all this shit about BGVs. But yeah, we back.
Yeah, so we're back. Again, like as I said before, we took a wild tangent. This episode is very special to my heart because I myself I consider myself a background vocalist.
You're a BGV?
I'm a BGV for the most part.
Nobody said that
until
ever.
somebody fires me, and that happens often. Or I fire myself. Either way, I brought some friends.
We can get into that. How you fire yourself.
Wow. So again, I got some friends here that will be bringing on all the way from up the street and all the way from the south suburbs. We're split even. We got a west sider and a south sider. Guys, welcome to the Backroom Speaks podcast. One that is not a stranger, Mr. Daniel Lamar.
Facts.
And new to the Brave Space, Miss B. Shantele. I need some claps from my people.
Yo. It is, so what do we call them? Is it BKD minus K?
Well, it's minus the K. So, guys, I wanted to bring these kids on, but we're missing 33% of this larger entity, even though they are all by themselves. Let's be clear.
All by themselves.
But I wanted to bring these guys on. Shout out to Kalia, one of the coldest. She's just one of the coldest. If you know Kalia, that nigga is working right now. She sings, she plays. She's actually working right now, which is why she can't be with us. Like books.
Yeah, she had Lollapalooza.
Thorough. Go sit your ass down. We gonna speak it. We gonna speak it. She's booked. She's thorough. Know your part, my part, the bass guitar part, the keyboard player part, and the triangle.
Come on for the
she
triangle.
Know all the hits, and so she is a third of what you see here. But again, like I told you, these niggas are bad all by themselves.
Facts.
So again, we are welcoming you guys to
The Backroom Speaks Pod.
Danny, this ain't your first rodeo, but Brandy, I'm gonna make sure your stay here and your time here is as worthwhile as possible.
Yes.
Hopefully you've
Do
had
I get a mint on my pillow?
I mean,
you get a mint on your pillow.
Get the little folded up towel in the shape of a bear or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Come on, man.
It would have been like a figurative happy ending, but we got nuptials coming up in September. Listen, but we got, look, I set it up well. We got nuptials coming up in September. Brandy is about to get married to
Welcome
real
to
nigga one time. Shout out to Uncle
Welcome
Doug.
to the club almost. Right. That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Doug.
Thank you.
Love that. So happy to have you. How are you guys doing? What's up, Danny? You ain't said a peep. I'm shocked.
I mean, he's just giving us this look with his set.
It's giving very Maddie Moss Clark, and I'm wondering.
Oh my gosh.
As if I could. Okay.
Oh gosh. It's great. It's great to have you guys on the pod. We were trying to figure this out. Everybody that we have, I say this every time we have someone, and it's really not. It's not a lie. Like everybody that we have on, we've had them on our list, and we're just trying to figure out like
where to place you guys.
So, and I mean, Danny's actually was going to be on another episode, which
Danny's going to be on a few
I don't even know if he knows
episodes.
that, but we're going to figure that out.
Actually, Brandy too. I'm going to bring Brandy. We got a dance joint coming up, and you guys will hear a little bit more about Brandy and her dancing endeavors, but the nigga's just multifaceted.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about this.
Yeah, so we'll let her tell about that, but I'm gonna bring her for that dance episode. That's coming. Stay tuned, man.
Let's go.
We got some stuff.
I got you.
Brandy has a not yet incorporated dance called the Brandy Bounce.
Dance this up, y'all.
Okay.
I'd love to send you a memorandum of something to talk about the Brandy Bounce because it is a thing.
Oh wow!
Mercy.
Oh wow! I'm
come on.
I'm anticipating this.
The fact that it's called a Brandy Bounce, I'm a little concerned.
I mean, listen, man.
If you know anything about B. Shantele, you just know. You just know. So this is a question that
you know.
Right. So the question that I have for you guys, just off the rip, off top, this is something that has become like a motif in our episodes on accident, just with life and how everything is happening. Mm-hmm. Can you guys genuinely answer this really hard question? How are you doing, for real? What's going on? How you feeling?
Danny, you want to go first? Or shall I? You want to let me go first today?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Oh, you being nice today. Come on. Backroom, see?
First time for everything. First time for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
I am genuinely fine, actually. I am happy. Trying not to stress, like you stated, planning wedding stuff, which can be super stressful, but
come on, man.
It's above me now. We less than 50 days out. It's going to be what it's going to be, girl. I'm ready to get to the honeymoon. How about it?
I know. All that's right. Love that.
So I'm fine.
That's great.
Working. That's always a good thing.
Awesome.
Love that. D.
Daniel.
I am
crazy as hell.
What Brandy said.
Yeah.
But I love you.
He knows it.
Tell people that. No, I'm better. I'll say that. I'm better. I'm learning to do all things in moderation.
Okay.
I'm realizing that I'm a lot closer to 30 than I am 20. And all of the movements and all of the events and everything that I used to so easily throw myself
Come on,
at,
man.
I'm learning to slow down.
Yes.
Because this whole thing up here, it's aging with me, unfortunately.
I feel that.
Yeah. That happens.
That is like probably one of my things. Like I agree with that, or I could relate to that wholeheartedly. Like that's why I don't do anything anymore. Like everything I do is from inside this room now.
Shout out to remote work.
I'm not going anywhere anymore. Like I don't need your money anymore. I still have a job.
Praise God.
Hopefully, I plan to leave very, very soon. I'm giving them niggas 5 years, but I'm glad to hear that you guys are good, or you're good, Brandon, and you're better, Daniel.
Improvement is everything.
It's always good. I love to hear that. We kind of want to get to, as I was stating earlier, even while I was excited for the episode, to talk to you guys, because you guys are out here moving around, or I've seen you out a million times singing for people as a group.
And separately.
And once again, my whole stance on this, like I want to get into you guys like everything, but really it's like the value of background singers.
Okay.
It's really important to me. It's really important. Value in just that word in general is just important to me. I've taken that a lot. Like it's really important. I'll just say that. And when it comes to, like, I'm always rooting for the underdog. I feel like I'm an underdog in a sense, in a lot of situations. And I think background singers are quote unquote underdogs, are unsung, are often overlooked. And it sucks because them niggas be working. And I know for a fact, because I've been a background singer, believe it or not, before, which is why I believe it should be.
Oh, you don't say.
BKDL at some point. I don't know. Or BKLD. I like
so
that better. So
you want to sing with BKD? You think like you should be?
I'm surely better than Dan.
Hey guys, audition them and then say hell no.
Okay. BKLD is something completely different.
Really? It's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a different group of people.
Yeah, that is a different group of people.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who is that? Like, are they singers, or this is just something?
No, like, so out of BKD birthed, like, and now I guess I can kind of tell my story, birthed like different combinations of us and added different people. Like, I became a sub. Leah Turner came into that and was working with them for a hot, like, there's different combinations of like BKD, which is actually pretty cool because everybody was eating and working for a minute. Like, so there's different entities. So like, if somebody couldn't make it, don't worry, we had somebody. I mean, so there was like,
I'm ill.
Okay, so
it was also BKI at one point too, Lisa.
Imani.
It was, yep.
Yeah, Imani, that is true. So guys, a lot of great things have stemmed from Brandy, Danny, and Kalia just coming together. So while we're here, can
I say something?
I'm afraid to let you say something.
Oh, you should.
Actually, can I ask my question first? We'll come back to you. So while we're here, because I really want to capitalize on, like, we talked about like the different entities of BKD, but let's talk about you guys. Like, first of all, if you guys want to give individual tidbits of yourself, like Brandy, not Brandy, but Danny, I know you're like an artist by yourself. Mm-hmm. Brandy, you do so much, like even outside of like being a background vocalist. Give a short intro on yourself, and then I want to really talk about how you guys met up and became this dope trio that is like killing background vocals all over the city, or at
really
least
killing.
Like you guys have your foot in the door like a little bit of everywhere and doing really like just amazing, incredible work that niggas know to call you guys.
Thanks.
Like up there with the big. I'm serious, like. And I'm not just being biased because y'all my niggas, but
there's some bias there, but it's real.
But I know firsthand, so I'm gonna talk my crap on that. But give short intros on yourself.
So I'm Brandy, or B Shantele, as I'm known more for in the background, the BGV world. But I do a whole lot. I sing background, contract work, that kind of stuff. I've been teaching dance since I was 14 years old.
Wow. Awesome.
I
am choreographer,
a freelance makeup artist. Yeah, I'm a choreographer. I've done a couple of music videos. Shout out to Eva Rue, who is an up-and-coming artist in Chicago, who I also sing background for. And so I do that. I am a freelance makeup artist. I'm a freelance photographer. I'm a teacher. I do a whole lot of stuff. The easiest question would probably be, what don't I do? Because listen, I'm all about multiple streams of income, huh?
Love all that.
Right.
Come on. And I'm just B. What you see is what you get, pretty much. I try to love everybody. You won't love everybody. You won't like everybody, but it costs you nothing to be nice. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me.
You do that. You live that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. On the contrary, Daniel Lamar.
Right. And introducing.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, you flipping me the bird. I'm gonna make sure Deborah sees this episode.
This is a family show.
Sorry, Auntie. No, I'm Daniel Lamar. I've been singing since I was about 2 years old. I play kind of, sort of.
Do.
Like two.
A little bit.
Two? Name them.
Keys and drums.
Oh, I have to see you play.
He can actually play.
I need to see you.
You play the drums?
I've seen you play keys before, or like mess around on keys. I want to see you play drums.
Absolutely. I'm trying to be like Prince.
I gotta see it. Let's go. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've literally been singing since I was 2 years old. I started at the age of 5 on a serious note in church. Then when I was a teenager, I, for a brief stint, thought that I was going to be a gospel artist. And then I was like, you know what? It's not going to work for me. And probably when I turned 18, that's when I made the official decision that I was going to sing secular music.
Okay.
I came from a musically inclined family. And I've been singing background vocals probably professionally since I was like 21, 22.
Wow, so that means you're like 50 now, right?
Old hat.
Old hat.
I do want to just make a note.
I'm on that.
Oh my gosh. I do want to make a note that Daniel he has on a shirt with no buttons today. And
always.
Therefore, wow, he's fully clothed.
Therefore, he's fully clothed, and it's wrapped in swaddling clothes. This is great. Okay,
I always say it's a funny thing about Danny. He wears these multi-purpose garments where he can go straight from praise and worship at 10 a.m. and by 4 o'clock he's 4 buttons down at your brunch.
And he's just showing.
And by 7 o'clock the shirt is completely unbuttoned so that he can sing and serenade these niggas in the world.
In the world.
That is absolute fact.
That's absolute facts.
We've witnessed that, actually.
We've witnessed it. We've been part of it. I've gone from church to happy hour with Daniel Lamar and probably going to hell with him too, but
singing the devil's
music. But you know what? Real quick side note though. You
gotta stop singing.
Yeah, I know like Danny said, like he doesn't do like the whole gospel music thing, but like he brings a different energy to this R&B stuff. And if you know Danny as an artist or have been part of any type of show that he does, he's going to bring a different type of energy that may make you want to wave your hand a little bit, even if it's, a Prince song or a whip appeal or...
Or going in circles.
Or going in circles is actually my favorite worship tune by Daniel Lamar.
It has a little oil on it.
All right, we're gonna go down this world. Listen, I do want to know. I wish Khalil was here. So we can hear from the three of you. And one day we'll actually try to have all three of you again. We're gonna try this again.
Give it another try.
But I do want to know.
Have you guys together and sing a little bit.
I mean, it's
like
clever.
And
talk to a mic.
Come on. Oh gosh, we're not doing that. This is a family show. I thought I wouldn't have to tell you that, Lisa.
Should have told you at the top of the episode.
I do want to know like how you guys actually formed as BKD. I think that it's not the most common thing to see. At least it wasn't for me. I don't know. You guys are actually singers, so you're moving around a lot more than I am, or at least as singers. But I don't see like other groups like background singing. Like, do you call it that? I don't even know what it's called. That's how unfamiliar I am with that. But like I've never seen that before. I just know a bunch of niggas who do background. But like people, for a group to stick together and like move together and do hired as a group, like you don't see that, and niggas are really killing it. I think it's really smart on you guys' part. Mm-hmm. I do want to say that because I know a lot of people I know who sing background, Lisa being one of them. And they get to these different spaces with a bunch of different niggas that they don't know. And so you don't know what their vibe is. You don't know how good they are. And so sometimes you're kind of paired with some people who may not be at the level you need them to be. But like if you're rolling around with the same people for the most part, like, you guys switch it up every now and then. But like you're comfortable going to a gig. Like I know we're going to be solid because I know who's there. Like how did that start?
It actually started on a fluke. So Kalia and I were singing backgrounds for an event out at the entrance called Versus. And we had a show coming up, and our third BGV partner didn't show up to the rehearsal. And I'm all about professionalism, and I'm all about a certain sound. Because you have people that can sing, you have people that can sing background, you have people that have a synergy, and when like backgrounds are tight and you feel each other, there's a great synergy. It's priceless. But I'm also about classic backgrounds, especially for classic songs that people are used to. And so we were doing Luther Vandross versus Isley's versus OJ's. It was Isley's versus OJ's show. And our third didn't show up. I had sang background for Danny at another versus show, me and somebody else. But anyway, he was singing on that show, and I called the person that put us together and was like, hey, so-and-so didn't show up. I'm all about keeping the show rolling. Danny's pretty good. So and he was actually harmonizing with me and Kalia during rehearsals. So I was like, hey, got to be quick on your feet. I said, let's try him. Called. She said, make the move. I asked Danny if he would sing with us, and literally we killed that show. I
remember the clips.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, but it was a natural synergy that we created. We all sing all the parts, although they make me sing soprano 98% of the time. But
95.
95. Right. But we just had an instant synergy. We vibed well together, and we killed that show. And from that show, we got hired to do another show. And from there, BKD was born. It was just like, okay, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. And literally, it happened just like that.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We ain't been able to get rid of his ass ever since.
You know why I love that? I love that because that's actually my band, or like when we started 2PB, that's exactly how 2PB was born. Like
on accident?
Yeah, it was by accident. And I love that because that synergy, like that you guys gelling the way you do, and me being just a listener or bystander or how do you say it? What's the word? Spectator of you guys, like, at mad shows, like that is, like I said earlier, it's not common for niggas to be running around together like that, but you guys just have a thing. Like you niggas is cold. Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead, Danny.
With the church finger.
Really quickly, I do want to give love and give a shout out to another background singing group that are here in Chicago as well.
Yes.
They actually are their own artists as a group, but they sing background vocals, and that's Eve. That's probably.
Oh my God, I love them.
What you see together.
You know what? I didn't think about that. And I love them, but I did not think about that. But wow. Yeah. Cold too. Love
amazing.
Them. Love them. I just love I love you guys together. Like the last show I seen you was.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it was called. What was it called? I don't remember. I was there and I paid to get in.
And loaded.
Well, did I pay to get in? I don't even know. But yeah, that.
If you didn't.
Was it? If there was a ticket, I paid it. That's a fact. Come on, I always pay. Relax. I never got in nowhere for free. Anyway,
excuse me.
Except for a couple of Danny joints I got in free. Shout out to Velvet Lounge if that's still a thing.
Sage Room is what it is now.
Fuck that terrible place. I'm never going back to that place.
Me neither.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Ridiculous. Again, like the undeniable chemistry there that we talked about between
crazy.
Brandy, Danny, and Kalia. And I'm gonna talk a little bit of shit about myself, like as a person who has had to like sub for them. I'm one of these. I mean, I'm they like
you are, girl.
Don't start. Brandy always gets started, but I fill in the gaps for them, and just the caliber of the demand. You can't come in there half-assing. You really can't.
Facts. I would be scared.
They literally know their stuff. And actually, I'm actually tell the story too.
Talk about it.
I was supposed to have a gig with Brandy and Kalia. We were supposed to do a show for OJ. Which shout out to OJ. He's gotten me a lot of work outside of Danny. Like gotten me a lot of work on the R&B scene. In Chicago, he's amazing. Shout out to Juice Man, the Juice Man Band. Amazing group of people.
Super dope.
And he just had his all-white show. And the music, just, you guys don't realize like the caliber of preparation that goes into like these types of shows and like being ready. And I had a lot going on. I had a live recording that was in front of me. I just had shit, and I had to make the super hard decision of, hey, I can't do this. Because of like, I didn't want to flop, and I just really did. I never want to flop with them, like just because of what they bring to the table. Always flawless. Even if it's a train wreck, you will never know it. We will know it, and we will talk about it after. But like, these are 30-song shows. Sometimes we get into stuff in a week. Just the work ethic that they put. And these ain't easy songs. This ain't your average 1-2. Y'all know these old school ballads. They come with like the ins and outs. It's so much and it's so dense. And it's like they're singing everything. BKD has never half-assed, or any version of BKD has never half-assed a song. Like they learning all the hits. Damn near telling the band what to do, like, and so falling into that, like, you got to come with the energy. It has to appear seamless. And so, just falling in with them, just doing stuff for Danny a couple years ago helped me change my work ethic. Like, yeah, I got to really study. This ain't just stuff that you can just learn on the spot. And
Thanks.
So I appreciate them for just putting that demand on me as far as like R&B, like, yeah, you better learn this damn song because they do an entire song, and then it's an extra vamp that they came up with like 6 years ago, and we found a clip on YouTube, and you better learn it. Like what?
Yo, that's crazy.
It's real stuff. Like, kudos to any BGV out there that you learning stuff on the fly like that. Like, it's tough out here.
Facts. I do like to that point. Like, I just heard you say, kind of list out all these things like niggas gotta go through, like whether it's 30 song shows or getting the songs in a week's time where you got a week to learn it. Like
every artist got specific instructions. You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and then just gelling with people takes time. Like even if it's the easiest song, I don't care if you're just doing the simplest chords, just 3 parts. If you niggas don't gel,
it could fall apart.
I don't want to hear it. Like, don't sing to me. But with all that being said, like, all the stuff that falls on the shoulders of background vocalists, why do you guys think they aren't really valued like they should be? Because I feel like they're not. Well, no, I don't feel like. I know for a fact they're not valued like they should be or like you should be. Like, why do you think that is? Like, what is the reason for that in your opinion? Go ahead, Danny. You first of all, this little Baptist finger.
He's wearing me out.
we gotta cut it out. Go ahead though.
I'm on set. Okay.
That's gonna be on the shirt.
Hashtag I'm on set.
You know what I think it is, and I think that this probably stems from, and no disrespect to anybody, but I think that this is an attitude that stemmed from church.
Talk about it.
Attitude of, well, everybody can sing. You can get anybody to sing. And while some people may have the ability, there are people who generally lack the skill for it.
Yeah. Yes.
And,
agreed.
They don't realize when you want it done and you want it done right and you want it done seamlessly, it takes singers who are willing to not only learn the material, but also learn how to blend with everything that they know into making that blend work. And people just assume that because we're not bringing out physical instruments, that we don't have instruments that are used. So from that aspect, it seems as though we're the most disposable. When all the truth of the matter is, what we do is just as intricate.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And takes just as much time. Like, we literally have to know our part, we have to know the band's part, and we have to know the artist's part. Because the artist can go off and scat and freestyle and do whatever they want to do. We still have to keep the pattern of the song. We still have to follow that artist as well and still know what we have to do. So Danny's absolutely right. Like, it's like, okay, well, anybody can sing backgrounds, but it's really not, especially when you have, like Lisa said, 30-song shows. That's 30 different songs, 30 different genres of music, 30 different feels, and you have to be able to tell a story with the same feeling that song requires. That an OJ song may require one thing, and a Jodeci song requires something totally different.
That's facts.
And we have to be able to code switch and say, okay, with this vibe, let's switch to this vibe on a dime. And then you got people that want to remix stuff. So now you have to be on your toes and be able to follow that person or bring them back because they may go off the deep end. You have to be able to reel them back in so we can end the song. So it's so many different moving parts as well as communicate with each other. So it's really, really difficult. And it's a hard thing to explain. And then people don't think we, like Danny said, we can break our instruments. But when you tired and you singing for 5 different artists and church, and if you're an artist yourself, your own thing all week, we gotta rest. You can put your horn and your drums up in until you're ready to play it, but we really have to physically rest, and we still have to talk and work. So those of us that have 9 to 5. So it's more than a notion.
I like that you brought that up. There are like so many nuggets that you brought up that I want to touch on. First of all, real quick, before I get into my next question, kudos on something that you said about being able to flip, like that code switch, because that's very important, and people don't understand that, how we can do church in the morning and then sing different things, like 7 different things stylistically, on a show, at night, you know what I'm saying, within a set, and still bring like that relevant sound, that energy, and just have that right. I think that's just something worth claps all around, because you guys do that. I've seen it, been part of it. And so kudos to that. So speaking of something that you said, like doing all this stuff throughout the week, balance, you niggas work. In addition to doing music, which people would kind of consider part-time, but actually full-time.
Full-time.
Music is full-time. Let's just call it what it is. Because when we're at work, I should probably listen to the song that we got to sing tomorrow. Or I got the show coming up. Let me study these lyrics. It's the truth. How do you find balance? And we already had an episode. I don't know what episode it was. We 15. I can't keep count anymore. About creatives working full-time jobs. Yeah. You guys have lives. Brandy, you planning a wedding. Danny, you've taken on, I don't want to tell your business, maybe you could tell it too, but you've taken on like these classes, taken on something else, still working Tuesday nights with your show. Like, how do you guys find balance? If you guys could speak to that real quick, because I think that's very important too. Like, niggas don't understand, when y'all sending us these sets, we still have to live our lives. Brandy, go for it.
Like, I took a note from my brother Danny Finger. It really is about, number one, prioritizing. Like, if you have to set a calendar. That's number one. Mm-hmm. You can't just like wing it and be like, okay, I remember this. You have to be organized. You have to set a calendar, and then you have to prioritize what's coming up. So if I have a show on Saturday that I'm working on and somebody else books me for something else that's 2 weeks later, okay, let me focus on this show for Saturday. Once that's done, then I'll dive head first into my next gig. Also, you have to, I mean, a lot of people don't want to turn down money, but sometimes you have to take a step back and say, hey, I need a mental break.
Yes.
I need a physical break. I have to think about me, because if I'm going and going and going, I'm pouring out for everybody else and giving myself to everybody else, there's nothing left for me. Then I'm not going to be any good to you guys either.
Yeah.
So if I know my limits, know your limits. That's another thing. Know your limitations. Know what you can and cannot do. And don't be afraid to say, okay, y'all, I got a break. I got to take a break. You know, I'll be back in a week, or at least take a few days for myself.
Yes.
Because like I said, if you're not good for yourself, you ain't going to be good for nobody that's hiring you. And then they're going to be looking at you crazy because they're expecting to get a certain product. Well, I can't deliver that if I'm tired.
Yeah.
So
God on the show.
And also take care of yourself physically. You know, drink your teas, drink your waters, take your vitamins and minerals.
Yep.
Vitamins. Take care of yourself.
I hate Brandy.
Daniel, you ain't got it? Oh, okay. I was waiting on the fingers.
You want me on set?
Oh my.
Yes, we want
you never should have left set, nigga.
All right.
No, I absolutely, completely agree with what Brandy is saying. And I think that goes back to what I said towards the beginning of the show, where I'm learning my capacity.
Yeah.
Honestly, and being
really
okay
good.
with not doing absolutely everything. Now, is that to say that because we turn down gigs that don't necessarily profit us financially, does it mean that I look down at it? No. But for me, if I know that I'm almost to my limits, I'm not going to take on something that does not, in a sense, benefit me financially.
Yeah.
Facts.
If the money does not make sense, and of course, you know, we love what we do. It's a hard thing. It absolutely is. But what you're not going to do is, you're not going to get me to do 29 songs and try to pay me $50 and have 3 different rehearsals.
Talk about it.
That I'm not going to do.
Talk about it. You know, that's... Go ahead, Brandy, please.
No, I was just going to give a different perspective to that, because I understand that wholeheartedly. But even for me, it could be a $5 gig or a $500 gig. You know what I'm saying? It depends on my health. So even if it's benefiting me financially and I can't do it, you know, I still won't take that gig. However, if you know me, Lisa, if you know me, again, if it's a $5 gig or a $500 gig or a $5,000 gig, I'm going to give my absolute best every time. If it's one person in the audience or 5,000 people in the audience, I'm going to give my best every time. So I feel what Danny is saying, but even on the flip side of that, it's not really always those gigs that don't benefit us financially. It can be any gig, as long as you're taking care of yourself. But also remember to give of yourself for every gig, regardless of what it's paying.
Bingo.
Or who's in the audience.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because we talk. one of this analogy that I have with oh God, what is he doing? This analogy that I share with I'm sorry, not even Danny, with Law. It's giving that United Center experience even on the storefront. And I believe that's how you stay blessed. That's how you, I believe that's how you stay booked. Like, I still gave it everything I had. And that's the part of, that's the aspect of humility, sorry, I can't talk today, that a lot of people miss, is that even the small stages are worth your best effort. The ones that couldn't afford you, because it's going to be somebody in that small room because you gave a killing show that day that's going to get you the $5,000 gig on the back. You see what I'm saying? So I really love that you...
to me before.
Exactly. So I love that you said that, Brandy. And honestly, if you know off top that you ain't messing with it, don't take it.
But two things. I agree with everything all of you said, actually. I just want to say, like, just valuing yourself, because I know I'm gonna give my all, even on the $5 and the $500 gig. I have to be selective when it comes, because, bro, I shouldn't have to get out, especially with the shit I'm dealing with right now. I'm not getting out of my bed for anything unless I'm okay. End of story. Yeah. Like to Brandy's point, like no matter how much it's paying, I need to be okay. And I'm learning more and more now how important that is. Whatever. I can get into all of that.
Yeah.
I do want to ask though. Lisa mentioned humility. And this may be a weird question, but hear me out. How important? I know you guys probably know this. I ask questions, and it takes forever for me to ask my question. So bear with me. But how important is humility while being a background vocalist? Hold on, Danny. I ask this because I've seen, and I mentioned earlier how a lot of times, and I said it in jest, but how a lot of background vocalists are better than the artists they're singing for, and that's just my messy take on that. But it's actually true. Number one, it's it's factual in a lot of times, but you really have to. At least in my thinking, you have to kind of, I don't want to say dumb yourself down, but you really have to hold yourself back because you're hired for a specific job, right? And in my mind, I'm like, I know, like, this nigga don't really know anything. Or I'm better, like, but I'm hired to do a job. And I have to humble myself, like, let me do my job. Like, how important is that, and how long did it take for you to realize it? Either one of you.
You want me to go first or you want to go first? I saw your finger.
I did. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You're such a gentleman today. I love this podcast because this is a different daddy. Okay?
I mean, apparently.
What's gotten into you?
It's the buttons. They know buttons.
Humility is actually one of my top priorities. And I've learned that even as a child. I come from a musical family as well. And if you're not humble, well, okay, let me put it this way. Mm-hmm. Your talent, I feel like your talent can get you into rooms that your character may not necessarily keep you in. And so you can be talented, you can be better than the people that you're singing for. But the moment that you put that ego crown on, that's the number one thing to cut up your nose to spite your face and stop you from gigging. You can think you're the best. Your mama can tell you you're the best. You know, you can think that you are great. And you very well may be.
These niggas' mamas, that's the problem, really.
Right, but now see, a lot of people's mamas did lie to them. They lied to them growing up. But you know, that's my baby. I'm gonna tell my kids, baby, you can try something else.
Come on, somebody, listen.
We can explore, but once we figure out that ain't the route we want to go, I'm not wasting my money. We're gonna try something else. Okay? But seriously, you have to maintain that level of humility, if for nothing else, to keep your bag. Because at the end of the day, what are you doing it for? Outside of the passion and the love for it, yes, but you can be passionate and singing in your own bathroom.
Facts.
But when you're trying to get on stage, especially if you are an aspiring artist too, don't put out what you don't want to receive. So if you come in as a background vocalist and you give all this attitude and this grandness and you think you better than not only the person that you're singing for, but the people you're singing with and the people that are watching you, that regardless of what you say, that shows. That energy shows. And people pick up on that. And Chicago is small. The world is small. The BGV and the singing community is even smaller. And people talk. And they will say, oh, no, don't hire them because this, that, and the other. So you have to be careful with how you present yourself, even on social media. I know we take to social media, we let her rip about certain people. But they read that stuff.
They do.
You know, so
they screenshot it and they put it in group chats with their friends.
Right. And I'm not saying anything that I don't know myself, because I'm that person, I love everybody, but I'm also silly. And the first thing that comes out to my head comes out my mouth. But I had to check myself, because if I'm sitting here watching the awards and I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook and IG and I'm talking about these people, they sound a mess, or they did this. And soon as you get a call for that artist, you're gonna go run it because you want that money and you want that experience and that status. But They can be like, yeah, no, we saw your Twitter. So why you want to sing for this artist when you just said this artist sound like a dying cat? Or working with other background vocalists, and you alienate them because you think you better. So now they feel this synergy, which is why I said synergy is very important, but you alienate them if they go to another background set or they are working with somebody and somebody asks, okay, well, what you think about this person say? Oh, no, she made me feel some kind of way. You can really just screw yourself up royally in this business by not being humble.
Yeah.
And that's my 2 cents on that.
That's really
I'm going to let Danny talk.
I love it.
Sorry, brother. I got a little carried away. I'm passionate. I'm on set.
I love
I'm on set.
In my car.
Yo, we're taking that, by the way. That's gonna be used by the BRSP going forward. We just want to be clear about that.
We'll shout you out for it. It's yours. Or it's Danny's, rather.
I agree with my sister on several points. Others, I'm like, just because it's just my personality. But no, speaking from the standpoint of being both an artist and both a background singer, it truly, truly is a team effort. Everybody that I work with when it comes to Daniel Lamar stuff, I call them. I'm like, okay, I got this idea. What you think? Do you think this works? Do you think I'm sound foolish? I want to try this song out. Do you feel as though it fits us? Do it fit me? And Lisa's probably the person that I call the most. Like, literally a lot. Anytime that I plan my set, and I literally do plan my set.
It's true.
I have to, as an artist, I have to humble myself and ask, okay, well, do you think this works? Because what I don't want is to be laughed at. What I don't want is to be made foolish. And then from the standpoint of a background singer, if I hear something that's not right, approach is everything.
Yep.
Communication is everything. If we're supposed to be a team and we're working together, then, what the main thing is to make sure that that artist's vision comes out in a way that makes everybody look and sound good.
Yes.
So I'm probably, out of all 3 of us, out of BKD, I'm probably the most vocal when it comes to things not sounding right. And then the terrible thing is my face.
It's close. It's neck and neck, B. I see you puzzled. It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. I know what you're talking about, though.
I'm like,
it's neck and neck.
Danny, you are the most, well, I don't know. I think it's neck and neck because, and this is why, because, I'm sorry, going back just before I get to that point. Also, don't be afraid to learn because that goes hand in hand with humility. When you think you know everything, you about to run into a brick wall. And I say that to say, Daniel and Kalia both play, right? I have a great ear, okay?
You do.
And so when stuff doesn't sound right, if it's a chord or whatever, I will sometimes shut up to listen to Daniel and Kalia because they play. So they know what chord, and Lisa too with the numbers. 5, 4, 6, 13, 12 and a half. But oh, that's the 4. Lisa, what is the 4? No, but to listen. So I'll listen to them, right? And then when stuff don't sound right, they be like, B. I'm like, no, listen, it goes. Trust me, it goes. So they have to learn to trust me too, even though I don't play. I think we're all pretty vocal when stuff don't sound right.
We communicated very oddly, though. We communicated so differently. Danny would sit up there and be rest and be word, and then Kalia be like, that's not right. Brandy, you'll be...
Kalia start looking at the stars.
Right. Like, I don't think that's right. And then I'll probably get to doing this Twitch thing, like, maybe it should be something different.
Danny?
I think, I think it depends on who our company is, specifically. If it's OJ now, then...
we going to talk about
let her rip.
That's family, so we can pretty much say anything.
Yeah.
But in regards to anybody else...
that group chat going up.
My face will say it all. My face is definitely going to be...
And the group chat will say the rest.
And the group chat will
say the list. Like, bitch, if you don't move that number.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Whoa.
You fly. Stop being blunt.
You flarp.
Flat and sharp. You just flarp.
Flarp.
Flarp is hilarious. That's a good one.
Oh God.
Listening to humility, right? Like what we were just talking about. I think it's very important. Extremely important. But also, like with that, you probably should be asking the question now. But how long did it take, because now, okay, we understood humility, how important it is to be humble in that space. But how long did it take for either of you, or both of you, to take, I guess, pride? Because how I look at it, when you start a group of background vocalists, like I would assume, like you're stamping a name, it's BKD, like I'm proud of that, right? Like you're proud, like when did you take pride in being a background vocalist? I ask this because in the same vein of niggas not valuing BGVs, because it's just like niggas don't value, like niggas don't put give a lot of respect to the garbage man. But the garbage man is important. But essential. Guess what? Because you don't, it's essential. That's a good word. Because you don't make it, make others think, or, give it that light. A kid growing up saying, I don't want to be a garbage man. And I feel like niggas are like that with as far as singing background, like niggas are not aspiring to be a background vocalist, right? Because it's like, I want to be up front. I know that from a kid. I gotta tell my story about Shaka one day. But like niggas didn't want to, like me and my cousin used to fight. We used to be singing in the house. We used to fight over who's singing. Like that's a real thing amongst kids. And adults look at it like these grown ass babies. But like they look at it the same way. Like I think, at least, I mean, you look at churches all over the city. Like people are like that. Niggas don't want to be in the background. Or not so much they don't want to be in the background. They want to be up front. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense, right? What made you guys say like, no, this is where I want to be at? Like, and I'm happy about it. Like I'm proud of that. I know why, or at least for me, I think I want to hear the background vocals, but everybody's not like that. Like, where did that start for you? Daniel.
Go ahead. I'll let you go first this time.
Yeah, because Brandy already preached earlier.
I'm sorry. I'm going to preach again, too. So I'll let Danny go. Get a scripture, brother.
So, no, for me, my sense of, not pride, but maybe confidence, it came, as it pertains to BKD anyway, because we have such a very distinct combination in what we do, if any one of us is missing, the next time that they see the person that's missing, they're going to say to us, okay, now where was you at? Okay, we like the stand-in, but it's nothing like BKD.
Yeah, Lisa was cool, but she wasn't.
We love Lisa, okay?
No shade. That does happen. Absolutely no shade. But that does happen. People have walked up to me specifically. And I don't know if it happens with you, Brandy, but it's definitely one of those things that happen. Anytime that, specifically the Juice Man Band, because that's the most common of who we work with, it's how we pretty much started. Anytime that the Juice Man has a show, people expect us to be there.
That's a fact.
So I think that once you start to have a good rapport to the point where people are looking for you and they notice when something is off, they notice when you're not present, they notice the enjoyment that you have in that moment at that gig, I think that speaks volume to what it is that you present as a background vocalist, as somebody who's working under somebody. That's how I feel.
And that's just how I feel.
That's how you feel. Agreed. And it has happened to me before. But I guess for me, my pride, I'm going before BKD. Again, I come from a singing family, so I've always been taught to do everything in excellence.
Yep, talk about it.
And so when you train up a child, be prideful of this because you have to do this, at your best. And when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So if you're always taking pride in what you do, and on top of that, you love what you do, it just comes out naturally. So I've always taken pride in singing BGVs. Actually, I'm more comfortable in the back. I don't want to be in the front. And they will tell you. Whenever I got to sing lead, I'm like, what? I be more nervous than Ebony and Junior's bachelor party. I just came to dance for y'all. But I just came to sing backgrounds for y'all. I don't want it to be in the front. So I'm more comfortable in the back.
I just came to dance for y'all. That's it.
Yeah. But it comes from also having that support. When you're out there by yourself, it's just you.
Fact.
Yeah.
If you crash and burn by yourself, child, she was a mess. But when you have that support of what we call each other, your singing siblings, and that's with whoever you sing with. When you have that synergy and that support, and plus, I love music. I love the melodies. I can listen to a piano, but when you add a guitar, when you add a bass, when you add some drums, it just takes it to a different level. When you have a soprano and you add an alto, you add a tenor, and then you put Alisa in, and she adds some color, it just, to me, it's nothing like the sound of classic BGVs.
Thanks.
And so when you have the support of those people that you love singing with and that you're comfortable singing with, and you know y'all about to rock, that pride, it just illuminates off of you, and then people feel that.
It's different, man.
So, yeah, it's so different. I feel that.
I kind of want to say, and Lisa's going to talk now because I've been talking too much, but to that point, like that show that I was at, what was it called? I don't remember.
Locked and Loaded.
Locked and Loaded, right? You niggas put on a clinic on. There were several songs, but there were two songs in particular that's in my mind. It was an Earth, Wind and Fire record. What song was it?
Can't Hide Love.
Oh my gosh! And then there was it was either Jill Scott or Erykah Badu, and I can't remember the record. Gosh. Ooh, I wish I could remember. It was either Jill or Erykah.
It was an Erykah song that night. We didn't do any Jill.
Huh? Oh my God.
I forgot about that.
It was Jill. Oh my, you niggas put on a clinic, and I didn't care what the band was doing that night. I didn't care.
Oh my God.
That's how I listen to music. Like, and I think a lot of people are starting to do that now, but niggas need to really put respect on the BGVs. Like, because of stuff like that, like, niggas just can't do it. Go ahead, Lisa. I'm done talking.
I'm overwhelmed.
But you niggas put on the clinic that night, and it was insane. I just want to throw that out there. All you niggas. Lisa was singing too.
You know what, though?
It was insane.
We all bring, I think the reason that it resonates like that is because we all bring something totally different.
Yeah.
Which is another form of pride. We all have this pride that, like, okay, Brandy, you see me, you know I'm dance. Music start, I'm going to start moving. I'm going to perform. I'm a performer. So I'm going to perform, and I'm going to stand 10 toes down, and I'm going to sing for you. Danny is going to bring all the vocal acrobats. He's going to bring the finesse. He's going to bring just what Danny brings himself. He's going to bring Daniel Lamar. Kalia, she is structured.
Every damn thing.
She keeps us, she's like the glue. She keeps us together. She keeps us structured. She's like, okay, well, this goes here. No, remember this. And she knows, she's an encyclopedia. I thought I knew music. Kalia knows everything. I meant what I said about the triangle. We was rehearsing the song.
She's like, the triangle's supposed to go right here.
The triangle's supposed to go right there. They better play it. And we was like, what?
But she knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, we listened to the song and the triangle was there. So Kay brings that, and she's such a wonderful person. Like, she's the heart. Yeah. And so she brings her heart and soul to what she does. And then you have Lisa, who is so technical, and like, she'll come in, she'll fill in. We'll be like, Lisa, okay, mostly them. You gonna sing 10 on this song, you gonna sing alto on this song, you gonna sing 10 on this song, and then she'll come up with some parts and she'll arrange it totally different than what we even thought we were gonna do.
Yeah, I mean,
and so because,
hate that, right?
right. You know, my nerves, because I'd be like, I can't do that, Lisa. But we all take pride in what each one of us brings to the group. That as
valued.
A collective,
everybody is valued.
Yeah, the value. Then when we get together, you know, it's like evil is good and ass is good. When you get your piece of evil ass, woo!
What is wrong with you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm on set. Sorry, guys.
I'm on set. I love how you just broke that down, and I think that that's something that I think every entity, like in any creative, you know, medium can speak to. You got to have like those, especially in a group work, and I believe that BGVs, it's a group work more than an individual effort. Like you have to compromise so much of yourself for the sake of one band, one sound. Even in bands, like I always imagine like lead players and niggas that play aux just fighting all the time because it's the same type of like, it's the same type of sound. Like you better know your spot. You better know your spot. Like, and then just like the chemistry of like a drummer locking to the bass, and then the board player just having to have a grip on every damn thing. Like you just spoke to so many, like how, you know, the different moving pieces just make y'all just hear, you know, the three parts. Y'all hear, oh wow, what they did was amazing, and people don't understand like the different moving pieces of that. And I think that's what this episode is kind of like summed up, like just the regard for what goes into this work, valuing the people that can bring this work, and like, you know, Baldy Locks over here said like, put, you all right?
Yes.
Put some respect on the BGV's name.
Man.
And we are an hour and 13 minutes in, and you guys have covered like a bunch of my BGV etiquette questions, ideal BGV setups, again, which will come back. And I really want to do a part 2 to this episode, and maybe like even more, because I want to include some other different combinations of BGVs down the line. I really want to do something where we can get K in and have you niggas sing a little bit, because you niggas are the start.
Incomplete.
As do I. And
So without you,
Kay is not here.
Look, I think I'm trying to speak for her and me.
I feel like you definitely nailed it, and we miss her so much. Hopefully she understands and feels that shit, like in watching this. So I personally will wrap this up because I know niggas got stuff to do. We all got stuff to do, but this has been like so refreshing. I had some other shit that I wanted to cover.
Write it down for
but this
next time.
I will, because this was so good. This was so good. And I'm not even saying that because like whatever. But this was dope. This was dope. This was dope. So
I think it's important. I just want to say, like, I think it's an important conversation, and I think it's imperative that we do have you guys back with Clea, and then also like other. You know, I want to really shine a light on background vocalists, because niggas just be out here killing stuff and do not get credit for it. And that's really the side that I'm on, honestly. I'm on, like, I know I talk goofy and I say a lot of things in jest about like how niggas be killing stuff and the artists really don't a lot of times. Like, it's a real thing, but outside of that, I just want to give BGVs the flowers they deserve, and let other people see niggas giving them flowers, because I don't think it's done enough. That's really it. Like, that's why the conversation is important. The questions that we ask, like, they should be valued more, and then also for other people who consider themselves background vocalists need to know the etiquette, being humble. I was going to say being humiliated.
Being humiliated.
I just want to be humiliated.
I want to be humiliated before you, Jesus. Listen, but yeah, just being humble and, you know, knowing how to approach a gig. You know, like, I mean, actually, a lot of musicians could take cues from a lot of things that you said, like, as well, especially that piece on, like, you know, how you portray yourself, like on social media, and how a lot of times your mouth gets you, you know, or what you tweet or what you post may literally keep you from getting jobs going down the line because of stupid things you say. Like, all these things are important. This was just an important conversation, and I was excited for it, and I can't wait to do it again, for sure.
Love that.
I'm happy with episode 15.
I'm happy with episode 15 too.
Listen,
You guys can stay on. First of all, if you're watching, guys, just send some claps, some loves,
For
whatever.
sure,
just mental
man.
kudos if you're watching or listening to.
For sure.
Be Shantele, all the way from the south suburbs.
Unfortunately, south side.
And from all the way from up the street.
God bless you.
Be nice about it.
And all the way from up the street, Mr. Daniel Lamar.
Daniel Lamar.
I'm on set.
What you drink?
He's on set.
What are you drinking? You know, they come on this show and they start drinking. Oh
My God.
Is that Donathan?
Donathan? Praying for you.
Bless God.
Drinking that Donathan from that very cute
Lisa,
glass. What's up, baby?
Hopefully next time we'll all be together on Danny's set. Okay?
On Danny's set, yeah. Because I really want. Y'all gotta hear these niggas
I want the
sing.
lights behind me with my hair.
It's okay.
It's insane. It's insane.
We made it do what it do regardless.
We can actually just film live from Danny's set, like the entire pod. We'll do that.
That might be.
We'll think about it. Ooh. Listen, episode 15.
Guys, stick around. We just gonna do a couple quick shout outs. If not, you can get the hell out of here. It's up to you. We gotta pay the bills.
Handle a few things really quick. I do want to shout out. It's been quite a few podcasts since we had them on, but my nigga is back. Shout out to my brother Curtis McCautry. My guy.
This is our merch alert.
My guy, back with another Creative Clothing 773
T-shirt. Too creative.
It just got here Friday, or Thursday or something like that.
Remember when he dropped those?
Yeah, because I've been ordered it. It was a thing, but my nigga took care of me. So yeah, shop with him. Creative Clothing 773.com. 773. We'll put it all up there. What do you got on?
I actually have on somebody that's actually new to the podcast. My girl. I really love this girl. Talitha Hester, Chicago native, but she's in Florida now. Has an amazing line and message with Chosen Generation, which is her clothing line. So I manifested today, but I'm still chosen by God, which is kind of crazy.
People see.
Oh, let the saints see. It says chosen by God. This is a custom because she was on live one day, and I was like, I need a navy blue, and I want white, and I want rose gold, and she literally made it happen for me. So this is a custom. She put it all in, and she hand delivered it. I got a video of her doing it. So shout out to her. Shop with her, Chosen G. She based her line off of 1 Peter chapter 2 verses 9 through 10.
On,
I got a website pull up, but I really want y'all to get this message. If you read, go with me if you will. But you are a chosen people, royal priesthood, holy nation. Well, bam, go read your Bible and support Talitha Hester, another Chicago native. Chicago's doing it. We rocking the merch. If you got merch, send it to us.
Please
send us stuff. But if not, we'll buy it. It's okay.
Nigga, we bought everything.
We bought everything. We gon' buy it.
We buy all you niggas stuff. Hey,
for real. So
and you niggas ain't listening to our podcast.
Yeah, so if you know people, Brandy, guys, know you be a little bit of everywhere. Danny too. If y'all know black-owned businesses, merch, we want to buy, we want to support it, we want to rock it on the pod.
And not just shirts either. Not just t-shirts and
right, he want hats.
I want hats. I want pins.
I want socks. I like socks. It's gonna get cold again.
Chicken wings. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I like chicken wings. I could go for some chicken right now.
Stamp a logo on the chicken wing.
A little chicken.
Yo, it is episode 15. Patreon is coming. I'm gonna say that every episode.
Before 20.
20. It gotta be 20.
That's true. We need to get you niggas on a paywall. We gotta get this on a paywall.
Also, check out all the new things. We'll be posting Kobe's sex tape on Backroom Speaks.
We will not.
No, we won't. It's funny. I'm sorry. I just could. Yo, the interview was funny. Okay. Yo, it is episode 15. Backroom Speaks podcast. We have Daniel Lamar. He's on set.
B Shantele. Shout out to Kalia in her absence. We love you, girl.
Shout out.
This is the Backroom Speaks podcast, the brave space for creatives.
Cause find me another one, nigga.
You can talk about it. In the back room of the back room. It was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 In the back room of the back room. It was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. You can talk about it. about it. You can talk about it. You can talk about it.